Welcome back to Flanks06 channel. Today I have another unboxing video here for you, and this is another publisher from Spiel, a publisher from Belgium, Jumping Turtle Games. And this is actually a publisher that I believe they had a designer come in. Traditionally, this publisher makes much smaller card games, but this is part of their expert line. So this is The Warp. It is a 1 to 4 player game, taking about 120 to 180 minutes. And this is a 4X type of space strategy game where you will have varying different missions that you are trying to compete with other players on. There is unique different aliens that you will battle against, and you will choose at the start of the game that will give you unique powers. There's different combat mechanics and some bluffing elements to that as well. But anyway, let's get into unboxing this, and along with that I also have the Warp Alien Pack, which provides 6 more aliens along with some of the extra cards that we'll discuss here as like Warp Guardians and other rivals. But anyway, let's get into it. Alright, welcome back. So this is The Warp here. It's a game by Tom, and I'm probably going to mess this up, so I apologize, Snowvort. Anyway, like I said, this is Jumping Turtle Games expert version here. I also do have some Kickstarter exclusives that I was able to get with this copy of the game. So those are kind of, I'd already mixed it open. I guess one thing I probably should add was that when I was there, I was able to get the signature of the designer, although sometimes I think it's always, funny. I appreciate him signing it, but at the same time, it almost looks like somebody just accidentally scribbled in here. He was teaching a game at the time, so he was probably just trying to do it real quick. But anyway, it kind of reminds me of like going to the doctor's office, actually, and sometimes when you get the doctor's prescription and it's like real scribbled and you're like, I'm not sure if that's a name or someone just accidentally messed up here. But anyway, the Warp here rule book. So this is supposed to be like a medium weight game. I'd say it's supposed to be equivalent to like a Twilight Imperium 4, but much quicker in the 2 to 3 hour range, maybe 4 hours, but not like an all day type of experience here. So in this game, yes, it's 7002 CE. It's been 5 years since a mysterious cataclysm destroyed several colonies on the planet of Yortar. The subsequent gravitational distortions ravaged the planet and ended the golden age of mining and interplanetary trade. Completely forsaken by the rest of the universe, the remaining colonies have endured in solitude beneath their protective domes, but their survival has come at a great cost, as revolts and banishments have vastly altered most societies. So basically it talks about how now these different groups are going to expand out. There is different miniatures. You have command centers, gold mines, energy plants, trading posts, troops, cannons. These are the different tile setups. You get player screens here, so you got your component list. And then this is the setup, and yeah, pretty busy page here. A lot of different information, a lot of graphics, which is good. I think it's a lot of this game tries to use a lot of symbology to teach you how, but looks like it's a pretty hefty rule book there. Building upgrade types. I'm told that it's basically like 3 types of actions that you can take. So the develop, the terror shift, and the attack type of action. You can, during combat, you can bribe players with gold, energy, and or troops present in your personal supplies. And then you'll reveal, and where is it? I thought there was something about rolling. I haven't gotten actually to read the rule book yet, so I looked at the game. I tried to play the demo. I watched for like a little bit, but there was usually always someone in there, yeah, I mean, we just couldn't get the opportunity to play at the time, but it looked like a great game, so we did want to pick it up. So there is exiled races, basically, that you could potentially battle against, or this could be like one of the races that you play as. So the Nuric designers, resourceful, all, I think that's upgrade costs are reduced by gold and energy. So pretty simple. Yeah, in fact, right here, here's the symbol overview. So there's quite a few symbols in the game. Sometimes, you know, symbols can be good to a certain extent. I think sometimes when they get a little extensive like this, it could be a bit too much. Now, this is a pretty big game, so this is probably pretty fair for it. But anyway, so this game you can play as, you know, everyone against everyone. You could do with 4 players as a 2v2, or there is an expansion to the game. So this one is just 1 to 4, but there is an expansion to the game where you can do 2v2v2 because they give you 2 additional players. Now, you know, we play some of these types of games, but not very often, right? So I figured, you know, that it probably is going to increase the time quite a bit, and probably less likely we would have more than 4 people playing the game. So we didn't get the expansion, the player expansion on this one. There is a solo rule book as well, where there is different rival cards, rival combat cards, automa cards, solo turn overview board. So there's a lot of different ways you can play solo, and I think, so this explains how to play, which is actually pretty long, and then it mentions that there's a campaign part in the game here. So you'll try to complete 11 scenarios facing 11 different rival aliens. Each rival has different ways of scoring mission points and its own combination of automa cards. Defeating them might require a flexible playstyle mindset of the player. These rivals are divided in tiers of difficulty, tier 1, 2, and 3. So anyway, yeah, so I guess there's different levels. You can play against each one. So difficulty 1, random factor 2, hard mode. So it looks like the campaign probably is just playing against these different factions. And then, you know, as they go up in tiers, right, they get more difficult. But it doesn't seem like, you know, there's a story aspect. It's just looks like you just battle them. But anyway, so that is the rule book and the solo rule book. I guess I should have looked here real quick. So it's 23 pages here. Not too big, although I will say that the text is relatively small. Not super small, but kind of small. So it, you know, probably equivalent to like a, you know, 30-page some rule book. But anyway, let's get into the components here. So pulling off this, there is a plastic piece covering, and then we got our punch boards there. These look like a lot of those hex tile starting locations. You have different tile pieces here, probably victory points there. I think I saw some of these as like warps, warp there. Some more locations. We'll probably open this up real quick just so we can see what other pieces are. And actually, we might not even need to do that at all. It looks like it does come out right here. Alright, so we got that one. And of course, in typical fashion, these always pop out real easy. And yeah, so we got a lot of different types of tokens. Slightly different shapes for the tiles. I think the board's supposed to be modular, so you can kind of change things up a little bit, although it wouldn't surprise me if there's like a, you know, standard setup. And these look to be pretty much almost about the same. So, and you know, these tile pieces all popping out real easy there. All right, so below that here is actually the Kickstarter exclusives. I put these in here real quick because of course I had the designer sign it, but I wanted to make sure that these didn't get lost either. So I just quickly put them in here. And this is a very tight bag. I'm just gonna rip the bag because it's okay if they're don't go back in there. So we got the Auroch Undertaker's excavation. When you something and down to blah blah blah, you may add something to your supply. Culpra Bookmakers, wagering at the start of any combat, all players may bet gold on a side. All won bets are doubled. You may add all lost bets to your supply. And then I think this is them as like the rival or Warp Guardian. So Warp Guardian is like a bad guy in the center of the map that the players can try to conquer, and it can give them additional points here. I believe this is it right here. 4 points if you get beat this one, but there's different things that they can do. I'm not really sure all the things that they can do, but this is the cards that you would play if you had them as part of your alien race team. And then this is the Warp Guardian, and then yeah, here's the other side, the Exiled. So ones where basically they work against the players. So that is an option. So there's a lot of cool ways that you can interact with all the different aliens. And I actually have like the alien pack to add even more options. So we'll put this here to the side. Throw this over there. All right, let's look here at these player boards. So there should be 4 player boards. These are double layered boards there. I think this shows some kind of strength, how much money income, energy income. I'm not sure exactly what this one is, but you can get different upgrades as you upgrade your different things like your mining. I think this one's like an energy plant. I think this is the trade building. So yeah, there's different things that you all track on your board there. Beneath these we have some of these blue energy cubes. I have to look here what the white ones are. Let's see if it says here in the rule book real quick. So blue are energy cubes, white are the marker cubes. So I'm assuming that means you put them, you know, on the boards over here. And then there should be some gold cubes somewhere. So we got all of our different miniatures for the different colors. Here's like the blue. And this one is our command center. Trying to get focus. There we go. Command center. And I think that's all just command centers. So you have 16 command centers. So I guess that means that there could be 4 for each player. These ones right here are, I think, the troops. Yes, they're troop markers to indicate, you know, different troops that you have on the field there. So it's like a fist with kind of some pointy pieces coming up, kind of like an arm gauntlet type thing. All right. see the next one here. This one, I believe, are Sentry Towers. Or actually, wait, this is I think, assault ship? Yeah, that's what it is. Assault ship. But I think it looks like the Sentry Towers are mixed in here. So some of these are like neutral pieces, and then some of them, so here's like this Sentry Tower, and then some pieces, right, color specific, are ones that you are specific to your race and your civilization, essentially. I'm trying to grab the last one in here, which I already saw. I was just trying to reach it in the bag. Oh, here we go. And then you have like a turret too. There we go. Pow pow. Laser cannons, that's what they call them. But, you know, turret, laser cannon, same thing, right? Alright, so that is some of the miniature pieces, player boards here on this side. And then on this side, looks like, I think these are the player screens. So you have your let's see. This is probably related to the warp. You have probably like these different tableau type things of energy cubes and stuff. Oh yeah, and so it looks like it's very color specific here. Red, green, purple. And then you have the player screens, so it actually gives you your full reference of all your symbols. That is awesome right there, so you always have it in front of you. Tells you exactly what you can do at different parts of the turn. Income phase, extract and consult. Action phase, choose one to develop, terror shift, or attack. And then end phase, move, reveal, and replenish. And then it tells you about the different buildings and upgrades you can get there. And here is the back of some of the races. So I think the base game comes with 16. I think these are all the same. So you have different colors, right? So this would be the green one, but I'm just wondering, is the art different? Ooh, it is different. Okay. Well, let's see. Some of it's copied, but some of it's different. That's cool. I always like it when they are different, so that way, you're kind of seeing even more art to the game and not just, the same thing on each one. So they are all slightly different, but on the inside, they all contain the same information. So anyway, that is the player screens there, and see if I can get those all back somehow, which I'll figure out here. There is a bag there. This is probably more of the races, so we can pop this one open, kind of get an idea of some of the other aliens that exist in the game. I always cut these, and then it's funny how often I cut these, because you never know when you'll get the gold piece that allows you to slip off the cards and pull them out of the plastic. It's very inconsistent, I almost feel like it should just be a industry standard at this point. But I still see places that don't have them, so then I never think about it. Alright, we have the Darja Shadows, lurking, plus dice. Well, let's see if let's have a reference down here. Maybe that'll kind of help us out. So the picture shows roll an extra dice. Let me just make sure I have that right. Yeah, roll an extra dice when in combat with equal or higher. And what's that? Combat multiplier. area. When you conquer a higher combat multiplier area, take a gold or energy or a, what's that one? 2+ green. Oh, draw 2 cards. Yeah. Okay. And then an extra roll when in combat with higher. Okay, cool. We have the Salsa Mercenaries. Probably not going to go, through and read every single one of these cards, just because the art's actually kind of cool. So I really want to focus more on that. The Dura Scavengers. Looks like lizard people and like robots or something. The Ekton Cultists. Ooh, Cultists. Oh yeah, Lauron Droids. You get your droid people with his like awesome like plasma gun or something there. The Morlar Raiders. This guy's like Goro with his 4 arms. He's ready for battle. The Nurik Designers, which we saw earlier. The Raylan Engineers. Cool. The Silna Officials. It's like a Jabba the Hutt-esque type character. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dropping pieces already. Alright. The Shalak Miners. He's got a big mining gun. Just like, I want to mine. The Tavma Morphlings. The Volot Smugglers. This looks like a dinosaur. Basically just a dinosaur. Space dinosaur. Zelo Traders. The Zayton Timebenders. Whoa. Dang. Timebenders. Once during your action phase, you may pay 2 energy to perform a second different action. You gain no cards or energy or gold if the second action is followed. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. The Zerdan Slavers. Oh, those guys look bad. The Zito Archivist. Visits. And then it looks like, yeah, these are all the pieces now, so that the different factions that you can play them as the Warp Guardian option like we talked about earlier. And I think, yeah, that's the option. So that's all the different alien factions. We will just pop these guys in here with the others, and boom, they're in there. All right, we got our gold cube pieces there, pretty standard. And then we got some red and black cubes, and then there looks like 1 special dice. So all these very standard plain dice, not custom dice. These ones just have stickers. So it looks like one of the command centers, energy plant. So maybe this is like one that'll tell you like you could upgrade a building or something, or get some kind of multiplier with that one. And then I believe these are all for combat. All right. We have our trade buildings right here. Basically, they just look like, almost like, I don't know, like hermit shells or something. It's kind of weird. I guess people want to trade inside of a little hermit shell. So we got that. This one right here, I think, is our energy plants. There you go. Yeah, not super detailed miniatures, but just little something cool to kind of put out instead of like, token pieces. Of course, colors for each different player. And then the last one, I saw this in the picture, so I thought I'd see what it looks like in real life. But this is like your gold mine. So I guess it's a mine, sure. It just, yeah, I could see it. It's this kind of weird shape. Maybe not my favorite one, but I guess I can see how it looks like that. Like a, okay, here we go. Let's make sure I get this right this time. Boom, there you go. See what these cards are here. So I think archives, build, start, develop. I wonder if these are a reference card. What are the archives? After playing this card, remove it from the game. So I wonder if you have so many of these. Here, there's different colors, maneuver, combat, reinforce. I wonder if these are the Automa archives, archive cards. Okay. Upgrade. And then we move to Dura Scavengers. Yeah, I think this might all just be for solo. The solo game mode. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Because here's one of them, and it seems to give you different things to do for phases. Phase 1, X stars equals 1. And then it says you can like draw a card or do this. Plus star, so as the game goes on, it looks like it gets harder there. So I think that's what I think this is. Just let's check the rulebook while we're here. But yeah, so if we look here, we have the rival cards, which look exactly like that. The Automa cards. Is this Automa cards? Maybe those aren't the Automa cards. There's something about archive cards, which 66 archive cards. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure out what those are. And then there's these ones on numbers on the back. And there's a setup. Yeah, the setup here has to be for the different solo mode. Yeah, it's definitely, a game that'll take a lot more reading to understand everything about this game, especially when I haven't even gotten to play it yet, although I am pretty excited to check out this game. I think if anything will be harder is just trying to, it's definitely going to take a group to play this game, right? Because it's a much bigger game, more complex, right? I mean, if you're talking about, Twilight Imperium-esque, right, then you kind of know what you're getting. So these are the goals, the objectives here: civilization, reach position 12 on the something track. That gives you 3 points. Empire, control 8 areas. Ascension, control 4. So yeah, there's different things. Hoarder at the end of the game, the most gold and most energy in the supply. Confront. So looks like these are pioneering objectives. These ones are conquest objectives. So this is kind of your 4X, right? Because it's all through just different objective cards, not just kind of allowing you just, like you don't just do, you could probably do whatever you want, but it's not going to give you points, right? Progress, so that's kind of your research, upgrading part of the game, and then prosperity, so kind of improving your civilization. And then I don't know what these cards are. Huh. There are different symbols there. I'm not sure what these ones were. Oh, reward cards. Okay. Oops. These ones are all rewards. So flip it over, you get 2 energy, 2 gold. Okay. And then these are the Automa cards. So yeah, you can see, you know, kind of level 1, level 2, telling you what you do at the different levels. And then at level 3, yeah, so you can see kind of in the example here, earlier like the extract, it gave us only a little bit, but now it's like giving you even more as you get further in the game. And then this one, I'm not sure what these ones are. Some kind of other card. Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is. Oh, the number cards that we saw earlier were endgame cards, apparently. But I wonder if these ones are also part of the solo mode. Anyway, definitely a lot to learn about this game. Not too many card components. It's actually kind of surprising. I thought there would be even more cards, but it's not quite as much as I thought there would be. So that's actually probably a good thing. Sometimes, you know, these 4X games can get really, 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 really big. Okay, so we looked some at these already. And then let's look at this pack here, which would probably be pretty quick, actually. And then we'll kind of close this out here. But basically, this is giving us 6 more races to play. Now, this one's not as tight as the other bag, thank God. So, Orgu Scientists. So this one looks like, yeah, more about giving you research, aliens. The Nira Sears Foresight. So it looks like, oh yeah, you can kind of choose some of the decks of cards there. Next up is the Goal Architects. Those are just flame people. That's just like a torch person. Cool. Ven's Enforcers. Yeah, that's a big rock dude. When you hold 3 cards or less in your hand, reduce all card costs by gold and energy and gain some kind of rolling +2 during combat. Those guys look pretty cool. The Kalar Sentinels. The Fall Bounty Hunters. And yeah, and then all of these guys as their Warp Guardian equivalents there. So anyway, we'll put these together with our other alien friends here. Put these ones in the back, because we don't need to keep a whole separate box just for those aliens there. But yeah, I'll try to get this all put that back together, especially with all these tile pieces I need to pop out. But anyway, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing look at the Warp. Yeah, anyway, this was a great one. Excited to play and see another great game by a smaller developer. Also, I hear this guy, Thomas, is very active in his BGG group page, so that's always good. And in fact, I quickly looked at this before I opened the game and saw that he's actually already working on an expansion for this game. So anyway, this one will probably be harder to get, though. I know at least like in the US you can't get this, but maybe in Europe you can. That was one thing that when we went to Spiel, we tried to find games that we wouldn't be able to probably get in the US. Some of them we couldn't directly get, and going through some other publishers that are holding on to units, so there'll probably be some more unboxings here in the future is what I'm saying. Yeah, anyway, the Warp here looks like a great 4X game. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.